Hello, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our RISE info session specific to summer research and science and engineering program for admitted transfer students expecting to start UCR in fall of 2023. I wanted to talk about an exciting opportunity that we have with you. I'll go ahead by introducing myself, and then I'll let my colleagues introduce themselves. So my name is Liz Jimenez. I am the Transfer Success Coordinator here within the College of Natural and Agricultural Sciences at UCR. And I'll go ahead and let Noel introduce himself, and then Camille.
Hello, everybody. My name is Noel Salunga. I am the Assistant Director of Student Success Programs within the College of Natural and Agricultural Sciences, and I'm helping oversee RISE program with these wonderful colleagues.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Camille Corbett. I'm the RISE Assistant Coordinator. I'm helping co-organize RISE activities with Noel and Liz and our Dean of Student Academic Affairs, Dr. Connie Nugent. I wanted to give you a RISE overview. RISE is a 10-week summer research program that provides students a stipend of $5,000. Students will be supervised by a faculty mentor on a cutting-edge research project, and we'll see some examples of those research projects later on. In addition, RISE provides community building activities, professional development workshops, and an undergraduate research symposium, which is a culmination of all the students' research efforts.
Thanks for that overview, Camille, and we will go into more detail as we get through the presentation. Our primary goals for your students, once they start at UCR and are a part of RISE, is to really help shape their undergraduate students' research and professional identity. And you'll see that through the different program activities we have, as well as the one-on-one research engagement that your students will have with our CNAS faculty. Another goal of ours is to enhance the scientific communication and literacy of each student. Hopefully they develop those lenses, that critical thinking skills, as well as the research acumen to produce quality research at our university. And we believe through this program, they will be able to do that. And then finally, we really want you students, as well as your students, to be part of our UCR community. And so we really emphasize developing a sense of belonging. I'm a believer, once you feel connected to campus, you will also be successful.
And now I'll go over the benefits of RISE. By joining the RISE summer program, students will have access to over 50 CNAS faculty. They will be able to network with their fellow RISE scholars. There's opportunities for continued research throughout the year. And of course, there's the opportunity to receive letters of recommendation from the faculty mentors. There's also access to the STEM Connections peer mentors that oversee the STEM Connections programs. During the summer, they are called peer leads, and they help students meet the RISE expectations, in addition to offering any advice that they'll need to be successful in their summer research. There's also the opportunity for students to learn different career paths and to learn those professional skills that would be required for graduate school and industry.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate that, you know, the people that Camille highlighted is really creating a community for the student right when you get started. I mean, the peers, for example, they've all gone through the transfer journey and are now working with us and have also participated in research and joined different organizations. Once you're part of RISE, you're connected to all these faculty, as well as the student support service team that you have here, so that you don't feel like you're on your own at UCR. So going into the next slide, which shows who are all the collaborators of RISE, just for you to know, in short, there's a lot of people invested in student success on campus, and faculty, program directors and assistant directors and coordinators. We're all committed to your success. And so there's many different programs that you see here. I'm not going to go into detail, but it just showcases all the opportunity. I'll spotlight the faculty sponsored programs. For example, those faculty sponsored programs, which we'll get into later, are specifically for transfers. So we are looking to have transfers get this unique opportunity to do research. And then that's why we have RISE as well. RISE is also funded to support new transfers. Next slide. Yep, once again, this just showcases the different departments that are involved in conjunction with the programs.
Okay, so now I'll talk to you about the eligibility for the RISE Summer Program. As Noel said, we're taking fall incoming transfers to UCR with a minimum of a 3.0 GPA.
So in order to participate in the program, in order to be successful, you have to plug in and you have to fulfill these requirements, right? And so one thing is we want our students to be fully committed to our programs between the hours of 8 to 5. That's when you'll be part of the research projects that will be happening in your labs, as well as the co-curricular professional development, community building activities. And so we expect a 40-hour commitment with no disruptions that will interfere with your participation. We also are going to be starting our program June 26th through September 1st. If you apply today, we hope to notify you as early as mid-April to let you know if you got selected so that you can be part of our program from June 26th through September 1st. And you'll see as we go through the presentation, all the types of professional workshops and programming we have in store, whether that's socials and whether that's career services workshops, as well as scientific workshops. Lastly, we do ask for you to participate with our social media campaigns, as well as taking photos as well. So next slide.
So here I'm going to present some application tips. We do ask for a personal essay, resume, and transcripts. In that personal essay, we're really looking to see what motivates you to pursue scientific research. We're looking for that curiosity and are you motivated or are you engaged and plugged in? We want students who will be engaged. Now we're going to showcase the RISE calendar, which has the co-curricular activities. Noel will give an overview of this.
So in addition to your lab assignments that will be taking place one-on-one with your professor or in your research group, we have a set of activities that will be organized for 10 weeks for you to participate in with the rest of your summer research peers. We anticipate having 90 to 100 students join us this summer. And so, for example, week 1, we will have a RISE orientation, so you understand the expectations and the opportunity that will be ahead of you for the next 10 weeks. We have a exciting, fun team building day where we're at the UCR ropes course in the campus recreational services. And then we want to get you plugged into different resources on campus that will help you meet those objectives we have identified in regards to getting immersed in research, building a scientific identity, as well as sense of belonging. And so, for example, week 1, we'll have career services talk about maximizing your summer internship. We'll also have the library resource presentation, so you know how to navigate through all the millions of journals and articles that are on the web. And then finally, you will meet with your peer leads, your peer mentors, just to get a check-in to see how things are doing, how things are going. Hopefully you're transitioning well. In addition to your peer mentors, I want to note that Liz, myself, as well as Camille will be checking in with you all, making sure that you don't feel lost, as well as you're feeling okay about how the research and the pace of the program is going. Other types of topics we will pursue, and I'll spotlight week 3, for example. We'll talk about conquering the imposter phenomenon. So some students, as they're transitioning, may feel like, hey, I don't belong, or hey, this isn't for me. Our job is to showcase that research is for you, that being a science major, you can succeed. And so that's why we're putting these micro workshops and interventions together. Another spotlight I want to give is just the socials. We have some amazing socials that we hope to plan. For example, we're going to have a student-to-student social. We'll also have a faculty and staff social, and then we also plan to have a social with RISE supporters. In some, that means there will be food and opportunities to meet people outside of your lab. These are all the types of workshops we have in store for you in terms of different activities. I'm not going to spotlight all of them, but if you review them and if you have questions, you can reach out to us after this presentation. And then finally, one of the culminating experiences of RISE is for you as a transfer to present your research that you've worked on for 10 weeks in a professional forum. So we have our RISE Symposium, where we will have students participate in oral presentations as well as poster presentations amongst their peers, faculties, mentors, graduate students, so that you can showcase all that you do and all the wonderful findings you've discovered.
So next, we're going to highlight some of the transfer-specific summer research opportunities for RISE. This is one of the faculty-sponsored labs. The principal investigator is Dr. Jessica Purcell. She oversees the 6-leg summer research program. This program allows you access to faculty from entomology and faculty from evolution, ecology, and organismal biology. One of the students who participated in this program is Ginny Winters. She gave a statement about how her research experience allowed her to discover something entirely much larger. Here we have that she was a transfer student from Riverside Community College, that the 6 Legs program offered her the opportunity to work with Dr. Rick Reddick in the entomology department. She was able to use the scientific method, forming a hypothesis, creating a protocol that she could replicate, and collecting her own data. She was able to observe ants in their natural environment and categorize their behaviors. And of course, there were challenges in her research, but she was able to overcome that with the supervision of her faculty mentor. And this process, although difficult, was rewarding. She says, you are faced with puzzling questions in which you strive to answer by examining and understanding your data in hopes that you discover something entirely much larger. Another faculty mentor we want to highlight is the NAGLE Lab. They also exclusively take incoming UCR transfer students through the Summer Bridge to Research program, which is where incoming transfers will apply to through the RISE general application. Her lab focuses on the circadian rhythm and clockwork mechanisms of plants. In particular, her lab is focused on enhancing the heat resistance of plants. It has applications to agriculture, and both these faculty offer students a $5,000 stipend.
All right, thanks, Camille, for the overview of the faculty that are sponsoring our incoming transfer students. Here are just a few things we want to show you in terms of the different activities and the faces behind the programs. And so we hope this is you in the future. In the UCR letters, we have the transfer student cohort from last year. Also a picture of our divisional dean, Dean Nugent, presenting to the RISE scholars about how to start your poster presentation and writing. And then also we have our social hour photo showcasing our peers and all the happy faces of the transfer students there, as well as the certificate ceremony. So once you complete this program, there's a completion certificate that you all have, and we hope this is you this upcoming summer. We want to see you here at UCR and being a part of this program that'll help you get immersed and be successful right away. One fun fact I think about Ginny, and Camille, correct me if I'm wrong, she is now a PhD student in a program at UCR, correct?
Yes, Jenny Winters is a PhD student in geology at UCR.
Awesome, awesome. So from transfer to PhD student, we hope to duplicate those stories with you all once you come to UCR. All right, so one thing I want to highlight too is the continuing opportunities that we have as it relates to research. This is one of the grants that is on campus under CNAS, and I'm helping oversee it. But once you're, for example, completed with RISE, the RISE program, you can participate in other types of research programs. In this case, the Digital Agricultural Fellowship Program. This is valued at $5,000 to $20,000 because there's travel and conference scholarships associated with it. And this is an example of our scholars going to Fresno to present their research after participating in a program like RISE. Okay. All right, now we'll go over the application in detail. And Camille, please jump in if I missed something.
Okay.
So students, this is the application you will be used when applying to our program. These are all the requirements in terms of the application, and we'll go over the key pieces and skim through others. So obviously, go
We
ahead.
should emphasize also that this is for the Summer Bridge to Research program, and that other RISE affiliates like Digital Agriculture Fellowship have different applications.
Right, right. Okay, so here's an example of the RISE application. You'll have a couple videos to give you more info about the program. So then scroll through. We put in placeholders, so please just ignore the KJ letters. You're going to put your first name, your last name. We understand that you don't have a UCR ID, so you can put in a placeholder there as well. You're going to go ahead and identify your expected major as you're coming into UCR. You'll go ahead and indicate your university email. You should have that as part of your acceptance, or if not, your alternative email. You can put in your community college email so we can identify you that way, or your Gmail as well. Then we're going to have you put on your other contact info. And so next. Okay, you're going to put in your academic information, showcasing the units you've earned and your GPA as of the time of submission. Next, you're going to identify the core courses that you've completed within your sequences for biochem, math, and physics. I'll stop there. Camille, is there anything to add?
Yeah, just note that these numbers you see, like Chem A, that's for the UCR sequences. Usually like sequence numbers are in the 3-digit, like for Fullerton, it was like Chem 201 for organic chemistry.
Great point. Thank you. The next section, we really want to give you a chance to start talking about your goals and your aspirations related to education and career goals. So please utilize the 500 characters to tell your story. I believe this is what we will be screening, as well as faculty, to determine, a little bit more about you. And we're going to have other areas to showcase your interests. So this is one of those times you're going to write and tell us your interests. Next, this may not be applicable to you all, but there might be some affiliation to a UCR program.
This is also a great overview of the other programs offered at UCR. For instance, California Alliance for Minority Participation is a program that funds students during the academic year.
Okay. Yep. And then we also want to know if you've participated in any type of research at your current college. And so definitely spotlight that in terms of anything you might have done. The next section is another area to express your interest. And so, like I said, we will be screening that as well as the faculty. So is there a specific area that you are particularly interested? Please describe here. That would be great to know what your intellectual curiosity is, anything you're motivated and excited about, what types of research do you want to start to engage with? So please make sure you maximize those 500 characters. All right. The next section is where you can see all the wonderful faculty that are here to support you. So as Camille just did, you would click on to our faculty information website, and you would scroll through the different faculty offerings and opportunities, and you would choose the faculty that you would be most interested in, and we will pair you to the best of our ability. So Camille is demonstrating how to do that. You would read through the website as well as the descriptions, and then you would click on the faculty you feel most aligned with your research interests. Camille, anything to add there?
Nope.
All right. All right, and there are other questions here that's probably not applicable to you. Okay. All right. The next section is going to be another lengthier response on your motivation and your interests. I'll have Camille go ahead and read that.
Yeah, please describe how your participation in the 2023 RISE program can help you achieve your educational and career goals. How has your interest in research developed? Please describe how aspects of your personal background, accomplishments, achievements, or research questions you are curious about provide context for your desire to pursue summer research. Include an explanation of the kind of skills, experiences, and/or professional relationships you hope to develop as a result of your participation in RISE.
Thank you for that, Camille. For this one, this will be a max of 500 words. So be sure to read through that question again and hit on those different things that we're looking to hear from you about how your interest developed, highlighting any of your personal accomplishments, your achievements, or related to your background and why you're so excited about summer research and working with a faculty mentor. And if you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to our team so we can give you guidance on what that might look like. Other elements we're requiring as part of your application is going to be a resume spotlighting all the good things you do both inside and outside of the classroom, whether that's community service, volunteer, internship, employment, honors, awards. We know as transfer students, you wear multiple hats. And so if you want to showcase all the great things that you do, please do that. Then finally, we would like for you to submit a transcript. An unofficial transcript is okay. And making sure that you title each of them, whether it's your transcript or resume, with your first name and last name and the item that you're submitting. And that's for us. Go ahead, Camille.
Yeah, I was going to say also for the personal essay, it's last name _ first name _ RISE personal essay. This helps us find your application faster. So please use our naming convention.
Thank you for that, Camille. And then lastly, we would like to have you provide a reference, not a letter of recommendation. So for example, if you have a favorite teacher, a counselor at your institution that would speak highly of you, this is just in case our faculty want to reach out or even one of us reach out to them to say, hey, how is this student? What is their working experience like with you? So be sure to input that as part of your application. Remember, choose a faculty member, teacher, counselor who can speak highly of you in terms of your work ethic and your character. Thank you for that, Camille. Okay. let's if you could spotlight this, Camille, this would be good. If you could take this one.
Yeah, so this is the time commitment acknowledgement. We want to make sure that you understand that this is a full-time appointment for summer research. This means you must be available Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and includes additional evening weekend hours for programming. For instance, the social hours for now are from 4 to 6 p.m. We put a lot of effort, so we hope that you will make it. We do have here that summer employment, summer school enrollment, and vacations during the research are prohibited during the 10-week interval, and that the failure to meet this may result in a reduction in your stipend or a dismissal from the program. And then, of course, if you're selected to receive donor funds, we ask that perhaps you would meet with the donors and discuss your research and the personal impact of the RISE program with them. For instance, the statement that we saw with Jenny Winters, that was one of the personal impacts statements that she made.
Yeah.
And then we ask that you type your name here, just recognizing that. And then we asked, how did you hear about this program? Perhaps the counselors or the students that are joining us today told other students, and we'd like to know how our outreach practices are going. And then, of course, here we have our previous RISE Summer Scholars holding a sign that says thank you.
Yeah, thank you for spotlighting that, Camille, and just reiterating the donor connection there. For us, we want to provide as many opportunities for transfers as well as students to be part of our research program. And so part of the way we are able to support transfers as well as our UCR students is through those generous donations by donors. And so I think for them to get to hear the impact is great, and we hope that you can support that effort.
One last thing I wanted to show everybody real quick is the RISE website. The RISE website contains all the opportunities that we offer over the summer. It's the first thing you see when you come to the RISE website video. And here, if you go to About, you can find the RISE general application that we just showed you. You can also find our contact information at Contact Us. And this is the RISE staff. You can also see our programs like CNAS Scholars, Summer Bridge to Research, specifically for transfer students, and the faculty-sponsored programs such as Six Legs Entomology Lab and the NAGLE Lab, which are transfer specific.
We're asking that applications are due by April 16th at 5 p.m. And so be sure that you turn in your application materials by then. The sooner, the better, obviously. I know that some spring break is coming, I think, for some colleges. So if you could, spend part of that break working on your application, that would be great.
Just want to inform everyone who's here and anyone who may be watching who can't come or couldn't attend today's session that this is a really good opportunity for transfer students. It's a really great way for them to get integrated and engaged prior to their start in fall. We all know that transfer students, it's an acclimation period, right? And so this will really help you kind of find your community. It's really going to allow you to build those connections with faculty early on. It's really allowing you to already get started with research. It might open your eyes to other research opportunities down the line in future quarters. So definitely encourage you guys to read up on the website. If you have any questions that you think of after today, don't hesitate to contact Noel, Camille, or myself. We're more than happy to walk you through that process, answer any questions if you have any hesitations, or if you know any students who might be a good fit for this program, definitely send them our way. I am going to send out a flyer with a code on it so that everyone has available so they could post on their social media platforms or email out to any students that they think would be a good fit for this.